Jacob and Leela's return to their base was met with excitement and warm welcomes from everyone. Their successful mission had strengthened trust between the humans and the aliens even further. Now, more than ever, their community felt unified. Filled with a shared vision for lasting peace. As days passed, Layla became more involved in leadership roles at the base. She often led meetings between soldiers and alien representatives, helping solve problems with her calm and gentle wisdom. Jacob watched her proudly, feeling deep admiration and respect for her ability to bring people together. One morning, Jacob received important news. A high-ranking human commander, General Miles, planned to visit their base. He had heard about Jacob and Lila's efforts and wanted to see their achievements firsthand. Jacob knew this visit was crucial. General Miles had a reputation for strictness and skepticism. "We must prepare carefully," Jacob told Layla gently. "General Miles is tough. We need to show him clearly how much progress we've made." Layla nodded thoughtfully, understanding the importance. "We'll welcome him warmly. He needs to see and feel the harmony we've built here." On the day of the general's visit, everyone worked hard to ensure everything was perfect. Soldiers and aliens stood side by side, greeting the general warmly upon his arrival. General Miles, tall and imposing, observed everything carefully, his eyes sharp and critical. "Jacob," General Miles greeted firmly, shaking his hand briefly. "I have heard interesting reports about your work here. Show me around." Jacob guided him through the base, pointing out daily activities where soldiers and aliens cooperated closely. General Miles watched quietly, his expression unreadable. When they reached the area where Layla taught the children, General Miles paused, clearly interested. Layla approached him calmly, offering a respectful greeting. "General, welcome to our community. These children learn and grow together, human and alien alike." General Miles regarded her silently for a moment before asking, "Do you believe such closeness is sustainable, Layla?" "Trust between species has always been fragile." Layla answered softly but confidently, "General, trust grows from understanding and patience. These children know nothing of past hatred. They are building a new future, guided by peace. I believe our bond can be permanent." General Miles seemed thoughtful. He observed the lessons for a long moment before finally nodding. "I admire your optimism. Show me more." Jacob continued the tour, highlighting joint training sessions shared, meals, and cooperation on various projects. General Miles gradually appeared less skeptical, becoming genuinely curious. Later that evening, Jacob and Layla joined General Miles for dinner. During the meal, General Miles finally spoke openly. "Jacob, I must admit, I arrived with doubts. Yet, what I've seen here surprises me. Your achievements are impressive. Layla, your presence clearly influences everyone positively." Layla smiled warmly. "Thank you, General. Peace needs constant nurturing, but it is worth every effort." "General," Miles nodded seriously, "I must report back soon. Your example could inspire other bases. Perhaps your methods could help build lasting peace everywhere." Jacob felt relieved and proud. "Thank you, General. We're committed to this vision." The general departed the next day, leaving behind an atmosphere of excitement and hope. Jacob and Layla continued their efforts, encouraged by the acknowledgement of their hard work. Weeks later, new challenges arose unexpectedly. A fierce storm approached, threatening the safety of both the base and nearby alien villages. Panic spread quickly. Jacob called an urgent meeting, emphasizing cooperation and swift action. "We must protect everyone," Jacob declared firmly. "Together, humans and aliens must ensure everyone's safety." Layla immediately stepped forward, calmly taking charge. She coordinated teams, instructing humans and aliens alike to fortify buildings, gather supplies, and prepare shelters. Her calm guidance reassured everyone. As the storm struck fiercely, Jacob and Layla moved tirelessly, helping anyone in need. Wind howled, and heavy rain battered the buildings, but their preparations held strong. Jacob rescued families trapped by flooding, while Layla comforted frightened children. Finally, the storm subsided, leaving behind a trail of damage but no loss of life. Everyone emerged safely, deeply grateful for Jacob and Layla's leadership. Their joint efforts had strengthened bonds even further. As cleanup began, Jacob and Layla continued working side by side. Despite exhaustion, they felt immense pride in their community. Late that night, as stars appeared again in the clearing sky, Jacob and Layla rested together, reflecting on the events. "Layla, your courage amazes me," Jacob whispered softly, looking deeply into her eyes. "Your calmness and compassion brought hope to everyone." Layla smiled warmly, gently squeezing his hand. "Jacob, your bravery inspires me. Together we can face anything. Our love gives us strength." The following day saw quick recovery and renewed unity. General Miles' positive report inspired other bases, creating broader support for peace. Jacob and Layla became symbols of hope, their stories spreading widely and encouraging others to embrace cooperation. Soon after, General Miles returned, this time bringing news. "Your work inspired change," General Miles announced proudly. "Other bases now seek your guidance. Jacob and Layla, you both have been chosen to lead broader peace-building efforts across our worlds." Jacob felt deeply honored. "General, this is a great responsibility. We promise to fulfill it faithfully." Layla added firmly, her voice steady with determination. "Peace is always achievable, General. We will continue our work tirelessly." General Miles nodded approvingly. "I trust you both completely. Your courage and dedication have proven yourselves." Again and again, Jacob and Layla prepared quickly for their new roles, knowing this journey would bring new challenges, but also new opportunities to expand peace further. Their friends, Sophie and Luke, promised support, joining them eagerly. As Jacob and Layla stood ready to begin their journey, they reflected on their path. Their initial meeting had transformed into an extraordinary partnership, driven by compassion, courage, and deep love. Layla held Jacob's hand firmly, smiling with confidence. "Jacob, our journey began with uncertainty, yet now our path is clear. We have each other, and together we can achieve anything." Jacob returned her smile warmly, heart filled with joy and hope. "Yes, Layla, our love has guided us, and it will continue to do so. Together, we will bring peace to countless others." With hearts united and purpose clear, Jacob and Layla stepped forward into their new responsibilities, ready to build bridges of trust, hope, and lasting peace between their peoples and across their worlds. After returning from the important meeting, Jacob and Layla resumed their daily life at the base. Now more than ever, their relationship was celebrated openly. Soldiers and aliens worked side by side, guided by the example Jacob and Layla had set. Peace blossomed everywhere, and harmony settled over the community. Jacob watched with pride as Layla continued teaching the human soldiers about her culture. Every lesson brought deeper understanding and respect between their peoples. Children from both groups laughed and played together freely, unaware of past prejudices and hatred. Jacob and Layla often paused to watch these joyful scenes, feeling their hearts filled with hope for the future. However, even in times of peace, new challenges arose. News arrived that a distant human base had been attacked by a rogue group of aliens who refused to accept the peace agreement. Jacob was called to a meeting urgently. Layla accompanied him, anxious about what this could mean. "We've received reports of violence," a senior officer named Captain Harris said seriously. "Some aliens reject peace and have attacked our people. We must respond carefully." Jacob spoke firmly, his voice clear and determined. "This could threaten everything we've built. We must handle it without violence, if possible. We need to talk and resolve this peacefully." Layla nodded in agreement, her eyes filled with concern. "We should speak directly with them, try to understand their fears and anger. Peace requires patience and courage." Captain Harris considered their words carefully before agreeing. "Very well, Jacob. You and Layla will lead this effort. Try to reach them peacefully, but stay cautious. They are unpredictable. Preparations were made quickly, and soon Jacob, Layla, Sophie, and Luke boarded a transport ship. Tensions were high during the journey. Jacob stayed close to Layla, sensing her worried doubt upon arriving at the distant base. They saw the signs of destruction. Buildings had been damaged, and many soldiers appeared fearful. Jacob immediately spoke to the survivors, gathering information about the attackers. They feel betrayed, one soldier explained sadly. They refuse to accept peace. They're angry and scared. Layla listened carefully, feeling deep sympathy. We must meet them directly, Jacob. They need reassurance, not punishment. Jacob agreed, though cautiously. Arrangements were made to meet the rogue aliens. The meeting took place in an open field, neutral ground where both sides could speak freely. The rogue aliens arrived, their faces harsh with suspicion. We've come to hear your grievances, Jacob began calmly. Violence isn't necessary. Tell us your fears, and we will listen. One alien stepped forward, clearly the leader. His name was Doran, and anger flashed in his eyes. You humans talk peace, but we've suffered greatly because of you, Doran accused harshly. Our homes, our families destroyed. How can we trust your words? Layla stepped forward gently, her voice soft yet powerful. I understand your pain, Doran. I too lost everything in the war. But violence only causes more suffering. Jacob and I have found peace through understanding and compassion. It is possible if you give it a chance. Doran hesitated, looking uncertainly at Layla. Why should we trust you? How can peace truly heal wounds so deep? Jacob answered sincerely, his tone filled with genuine empathy. Because we've experienced it ourselves. Peace and understanding changed our lives. We built trust by giving each other a chance. Your wounds are real, but healing starts with dialogue, not destruction. Doran remained silent for a moment, considering Jacob's words. Layla continued, her voice steady and heartfelt. We cannot erase the past, Doran, but we can shape our future. Violence only leads to more pain. Let us help each other heal. Give peace a chance. Doran's expression softened slightly, but his doubt remained clear. Your words are comforting, but how can we believe promises after suffering so much? Jacob stepped closer, speaking earnestly. We will prove our sincerity. Stay here with us, see how humans and aliens live together peacefully. Witness the peace firsthand. Reluctantly, Doran agreed. Over the following days, Doran and his companions stayed at the base, closely watching interactions between humans and aliens. They saw kindness, cooperation, and respect. One evening, Doran approached Jacob privately. Your words seem true. I've seen peace here, yet my people still suffer deeply. How do we move forward? Jacob answered gently. Together. Doran, rebuild trust step by step. It will take patience, courage, and time, but peace is worth the effort. Doran nodded slowly, understanding dawning in his eyes. Perhaps you are right. Maybe it is time to try peace sincerely. In the days that followed, Doran and his group began integrating into the community, cautiously engaging in activities and conversations. Soldiers greeted them warmly, encouraging their participation. Friendships slowly formed, easing past tensions. Layla felt deep relief, watching progress unfold. Jacob, this proves peace is always possible. We must never lose hope. Jacob held her close, agreeing wholeheartedly. Your bravery and compassion made this possible, Layla. Your strength inspires everyone. Soon, Doran announced formally that his group accepted peace and would end hostilities. Celebrations erupted, filling the base with joy and renewed hope. Humans and aliens alike rejoiced together, deeply moved by this powerful example of reconciliation. As Jacob and Layla prepared to return home, Doran approached again, his face filled with gratitude. Thank you for showing us the way. Your courage and kindness changed everything. Jacob smiled warmly, feeling pride and joy. Peace begins With understanding Doran, we must always keep communication open and hearts willing to forgive. Layla added softly, our people share the same dream: safety, happiness, and love. Together, we can build a brighter future. Doran nodded firmly, a determined resolve shining in his eyes. We will share your message widely. Our people need hope and healing. Your story will inspire many. Jacob and Layla returned to their base, hearts filled with gratitude and renewed determination. The challenges had tested them deeply, yet their bond had grown stronger, their purpose clearer. They knew more obstacles might lie ahead, but now they faced the future with unwavering confidence, guided always by love and understanding. Their journey had proven that peace was more powerful than fear and that unity could overcome even the deepest wounds. After the ceremony, life at the base changed dramatically. Layla and Jacob's bond had become a powerful symbol of peace between humans and aliens. Soldiers who once mistrusted Layla now treated her warmly, seeing the sincerity and kindness she brought to their community. The camp felt more hopeful, with a shared purpose to rebuild and understand each other better. Jacob noticed how Layla grew more confident each day, helping others around the base and working hard to strengthen the relationships between the two peoples. She taught the soldiers about her culture, and they eagerly learned, creating stronger friendships. Layla especially enjoyed teaching the children, who adored her stories and gentle nature. However, peace was fragile, and not everyone agreed with their union. Far away, back on Leela's home planet, some of her people felt betrayed. Small groups spread rumors saying Layla had abandoned her traditions, bringing shame to her family. Kilos, still a respected leader, worked tirelessly to calm tensions and remind everyone of the importance of unity. One afternoon, Jacob and Layla were called urgently to a meeting. Kilos had returned unexpectedly, his expression serious and concerned. There are growing tensions back home, Kilos began gravely. Some leaders demand you both return to our planet and explain yourselves. They feel insulted and fear losing our traditions. Jacob took a deep breath, trying to keep calm. Kilos, we married to promote peace. Surely they must see the benefit of this? Kilos nodded sadly. Some do, Jacob, but others feel deeply hurt. They think Leela's choice means she has rejected our ways. They want answers from both of you. Layla spoke softly but firmly. Then we will return, Kilos. We must face them and show that our bond is true and respectful. Jacob looked at Layla with concern, worried for her safety. Are you sure about this, Layla? Tensions are high there. Layla smiled bravely, placing a gentle hand on his arm. We must go, Jacob. Only by facing their fears can we truly create peace. Jacob agreed reluctantly, knowing she was right. They began preparing immediately for the journey. Their friends, Sophie and Luke, decided to accompany them for support. As their ship landed on Layla's home planet, Jacob noticed the atmosphere felt tense and uneasy. Groups of aliens watched them silently as they walked through the city towards the council chambers. Jacob stayed close to Layla, alert and protective. Inside the chambers, the atmosphere felt even heavier. Many alien elders waited, their faces stern and critical. One elder named Toro stood up immediately, his voice filled with anger. Layla, you have shamed your people by choosing a human, Toro declared loudly. You abandoned our ways and traditions. Why should we accept your union? Layla faced him bravely, speaking clearly. Toro, my choice was not meant to disrespect anyone. I found safety and kindness with Jacob. Our union symbolizes peace and understanding. Traditions are important, but they must also allow room for growth and harmony. Toro scoffed bitterly. Your actions only create division. Many see this as betrayal. Jacob stepped forward calmly, addressing Toro directly. Elder Toro, we respect your concerns deeply, but our union has brought peace to many. Soldiers and aliens now live together peacefully because of it. Surely, peace is worth some adjustment in traditions. Another elder, a wise and respected figure named Mira, rose slowly, her voice gentle yet powerful. Jacob speaks wisely. Our traditions are important, but they should not become chains. If Layla's decision brings genuine peace and understanding, perhaps we should reconsider our stance. Myra's words caused thoughtful silence. Kilos also spoke, urging the council to consider their words carefully. Please, elders, Kilos pleaded earnestly. We must move forward, not backward. The future demands understanding, compromise, and peace. Slowly, opinions began shifting. Elders whispered quietly, considering these points. Toro remained stubborn, but many others nodded thoughtfully. Layla spoke once more, her voice calm and heartfelt. Elders, I chose Jacob because he saw me as an equal, not an enemy. His kindness and courage inspired me. Our marriage symbolizes hope, not betrayal. After long discussions, the council decided to take time for careful consideration. Jacob and Layla returned to their quarters, exhausted but hopeful. Sophie and Luke joined them, offering comfort and support. You were both amazing, Sophie said warmly. You showed strength and wisdom, Jacob sighed, feeling relief mixed with anxiety. I just hope they see the truth. Peace depends on their decision. Layla touched Jacob's hand gently. Whatever happens, we will face it together. Our bond is stronger than their doubts. The following days felt long and uncertain. Jacob and Layla spent time speaking to small groups, patiently answering questions and explaining their relationship. Slowly, people began to listen and understand their perspective. Even those initially skeptical saw their genuine love and commitment. Finally, the council reconvened. Myra stood and addressed Jacob and Layla directly, her voice clear and calm. After careful thought, we see your union's true purpose. While it challenges some traditions, it also brings hope and unity. We must adapt, embracing peace over division. Jacob and Layla, you have our support. Jacob felt deep relief and gratitude. Layla smiled brightly, tears of happiness shining in her eyes. Many council members approached them warmly, congratulating their courage and wisdom. Toral remained distant but respectful, quietly leaving without comment. Kilos joined Jacob and Layla, smiling proudly. Your bravery changed many minds. Kilos said warmly, you showed them the path to true peace. The news spread quickly, bringing celebrations across the city. Soldiers and aliens rejoiced together, sharing happiness and relief. Jacob and Layla felt joyfully overwhelmed by the positive outcome. That evening, under a beautiful alien sky filled with bright stars, Jacob held Layla close, feeling deep peace. Their journey had been difficult, filled with challenges and uncertainty. But their love had endured, growing stronger through every test. Layla, today was amazing, Jacob said softly, looking deeply into her eyes. Your strength and wisdom inspire me every day. Layla smiled gently, resting her head against his shoulder. Jacob, you taught me courage and hope. Our bond made all this possible. Now our peoples can truly heal. They stood quietly, savoring the peace of the moment. Around them, their friends and communities celebrated together, unified by shared dreams of peace and understanding. Jacob and Layla's bond had become more than just a personal union. It had become a powerful symbol of hope for everyone. Days turned into weeks, and Jacob and Layla's bond continued to grow stronger. The other soldiers slowly got used to her presence, and even those who had been unsure began to see her kindness and sincerity. However, tensions occasionally arose, reminding everyone that true peace would take more time and effort. One bright morning, the base received an unexpected visit from an official alien delegation. Jacob watched carefully as the visitors approached, their faces stern and serious. Leading the group was a tall, authoritative figure named Kilos, an elder from Layla's home planet. Jacob glanced quickly at Layla, noticing how she tensed visibly at Kilos' arrival. Greetings, Kilos began formally. We are here for the widow, Layla. Our traditions must be respected. She must return with us to her people and remarry within our kind. Jacob stepped forward protectively, standing between Kilos and Layla. Layla has chosen to stay here, he said calmly but firmly. It is her right to decide her own future. Kilos stared hard at Jacob, clearly displeased. This is not your decision to make, human. Our laws demand this. Her place is among her own. Layla stepped forward bravely, her voice steady despite her fear. Kilos, I respect our traditions. But my place is here now. Jacob saved me. I have found safety and happiness here. Please, allow me to remain. Kilos shook his head stubbornly. Layla, your feelings are understandable, but our customs exist to protect our people. You must respect our ways. The tension grew heavy, with soldiers and aliens watching closely. Jacob realized quickly this could turn into a dangerous conflict. Perhaps we should sit down and discuss this peacefully, Jacob suggested carefully. Let us find a solution without anger. Reluctantly, Kilos agreed and Jacob arranged a meeting in a quiet room. As they sat around the table, Jacob noticed Lila's hand shaking slightly, so he gently took her hand, reassuring her silently. Layla, your presence here is creating unrest among our people, Kilos began, his voice serious. Some feel betrayed. They fear that accepting this arrangement weakens our traditions. Jacob responded thoughtfully. Kilos, we respect your traditions deeply, but Layla's choice to stay with us is important. It shows trust and willingness to heal after the war. Her presence here has brought understanding between our peoples. Layla spoke softly but clearly. Kilos, traditions are important, but so is freedom. I have found happiness here. Returning would mean leaving behind all I built. Please understand my wish to stay. Kilos remained quiet for a long moment, thinking deeply. Finally he spoke, his voice slightly softer. I must consider what you've both said. But understand, this matter impacts more than just your personal feelings. Jacob nodded respectfully. We understand, Kilos. But please, let peace guide your decision. After the delegation left, tension still lingered at the base. Jacob and Layla continued their daily routines, though both felt uneasy about what the final decision might bring. Yet their bond never weakened, only growing deeper with every passing day. One evening, Jacob, Layla, Sophie, and Luke gathered around a small fire, talking quietly. Luke glanced at Layla thoughtfully and asked, Layla, what will happen if your people refuse to accept your choice? Layla sighed softly. If Kilos insists I return, it could mean conflict. I fear that refusal might threaten the fragile peace we have created. Sophie reached over gently, placing her hand reassuringly on Lila's shoulder. We'll support you no matter what. Peace is worth fighting for. Jacob agreed firmly, nodding in determination. We will find a way, Layla. We've faced difficult times before. Our bond will get us through this too. As days passed, word arrived that Kilos planned to return soon. Tension once again filled the air. Soldiers became alert and cautious, preparing for possible conflict. Jacob spent extra time with Layla, reassuring her. Though he too felt worried. Finally, Kilos arrived again, accompanied by more alien elders. Everyone gathered quietly as Kilos approached Jacob and Layla. His face seemed calmer, less hostile. I have spoken with our leaders, Kilos began carefully. They agree your choice is unusual, but acknowledge your right to happiness. However, we must find a solution respecting both our traditions and your wishes. Jacob nodded respectfully, encouraged by Kilos' softer tone. We are willing to compromise and find peace. Kilos continued seriously. If Layla stays here, it must symbolize unity between our peoples. She must become formally bonded to you, Jacob, in a ceremony blending both our customs. Jacob glanced at Layla, who smiled hopefully at him. His heart warmed seeing her hopeful expression. We agree, Jacob said firmly, his voice full of certainty. This union will represent peace and cooperation between humans and your people. Kilos finally nodded slowly, accepting Jacob's words. Then preparations must begin immediately. This event will symbolize a new beginning. In the following Days, excitement and curiosity filled the base. Soldiers, previously suspicious, began helping eagerly with preparations, decorating, and setting up for the important ceremony. The aliens shared their customs, teaching soldiers new traditions. Slowly, understanding and trust grew stronger between both sides. Jacob and Layla found quiet moments together amidst the excitement, talking about their future. Layla often looked at Jacob gratefully, touched deeply by his courage and compassion. "Jacob, you took such risks for me," Layla said softly one evening, sitting close by his side. "You have given me more than safety. You've given me love and understanding. Thank you for fighting for us." Jacob gently took her hand, smiling warmly. "You showed bravery too, Layla. Together we created peace. Our love made this possible." Finally, the day of the ceremony arrived, bright and beautiful. Humans and aliens gathered together, sharing laughter and smiles. The base had transformed, decorated in colors from both cultures, symbolizing unity. Jacob and Layla stood together, their hearts filled with hope and love. As the ceremony began, Kilo spoke sincerely, his voice echoing clearly. "Today marks more than a bond between two individuals. It symbolizes unity, understanding, and peace between our peoples. May this union inspire us to heal and move forward together." Jacob and Layla exchanged vows, blending human and alien. Promises. They stood proudly, hand in hand, symbolizing a new beginning. Around them, cheers and applause erupted joyfully. Layla glanced at Jacob, eyes shining with tears of happiness. "Thank you," she whispered softly. Jacob smiled gently, his heart full of peace and joy. "No, thank you, Layla. Together, we've shown everyone that love and understanding can conquer even the deepest divides." As they stood beneath the bright sky, their hearts united, both knew this was only the beginning of their journey. But now, facing whatever the future held, they felt ready and strong, together, bonded by love, courage, and the promise of peace. Jacob and Layla arrived at the human military base just as night fully fell. The base was well lit, secure, and bustling with soldiers finishing their duties. Layla moved closer to Jacob, nervous about entering this unfamiliar place. Sensing her worry, Jacob gave her a reassuring smile. "Don't worry, you're safe here," he said gently. As they entered, several soldiers looked up, surprised to see Jacob with an alien woman. Whispers quickly spread through the camp. Jacob ignored the curious glances and led Layla directly to his quarters, a small, simple room with basic furniture. "This will be your home for now," Jacob told Layla, gesturing around. "It's not much, but you'll be safe here." Layla looked around, taking in the humble surroundings. A sense of peace settled over her. She was grateful for Jacob's kindness and his promise of protection. She sat quietly on the edge of the small bed, deep in thought. "Thank you, Jacob," she finally said softly. "You've given me hope." Jacob nodded and sat down beside her. "I promise you'll be treated with respect here. You're not alone anymore." In the following days, Layla adjusted slowly to life at the human base. She observed human routines, learning quickly and adapting gracefully. She especially enjoyed the times when Jacob taught her human customs, gently correcting her mistakes and praising her efforts. They spent more time together, sharing stories of their past, deepening their understanding of each other. One afternoon, Layla decided to explore the base by herself. As she wandered, she noticed a group of soldiers gathered near a large tent. Cautiously, she approached them, smiling politely. "Hello," she greeted softly. Trying to appear friendly, the soldiers stopped talking immediately, their faces serious and distant. One soldier, named Ben, stepped forward, looking at her suspiciously. "Why?" "Are you here?" Ben asked sharply, his tone unfriendly. Layla hesitated, feeling uncomfortable under his stare. "I am staying here with Jacob. He brought me here after saving me from danger. And you think that makes you welcome?" Ben said coldly. "You are an alien. Your kind hurt many humans during the war." Layla felt a pang of sadness at his harsh words. She opened her mouth to respond, But before she could speak, another voice intervened. "That's enough, Ben," Jacob said firmly, approaching quickly. "Leela is under my protection. Treat her with respect." Ben hesitated, looking from Jacob to Leela. Finally, he stepped back, unwilling to challenge Jacob further. "Thank you," Leela whispered to Jacob, her voice trembling slightly. Jacob gently placed his hand on her shoulder. "Don't worry about them. They just need time to see who you really are." Despite the uncomfortable encounter, Layla continued trying to make friends. She met Sophie and Luke, two soldiers who were close friends with Jacob. At first, they were cautious around her, but soon they warmed up, seeing her kindness and sincerity. Sophie began teaching Layla about human cooking, while Luke shared stories of human bravery and history. One evening, Sophie prepared a special dinner, inviting Jacob and Leela to join. During the meal, Sophie asked gently, "Layla, what was your life like before the war?" Layla paused, sadness clouding her eyes. Slowly, she began to speak, her voice soft and emotional. "My life was peaceful. My husband was kind and brave. We dreamed of raising a family and living quietly. But then the war started, and everything changed. I lost him, my home, my people. Now I am here, trying to start again." Jacob reached over, gently taking her hand in comfort. Sophie and Luke listened silently, touched by her honesty and sadness. "You have friends here," Sophie said warmly. "We will help you rebuild your life." Layla smiled softly, gratitude filling her heart. Jacob felt proud of his friends, seeing how their kindness helped heal Lila's wounds. As the days turned into weeks, Layla became more comfortable and confident. She learned quickly, proving herself useful and reliable around the base. She even assisted with daily tasks, impressing everyone with her dedication and gentle nature. One afternoon, Jacob found Layla sitting quietly by herself near the base entrance, looking thoughtfully towards the distant hills. He approached slowly, sitting beside her. "Is something troubling you?" Jacob asked gently. Layla sighed softly, looking at him. "Jacob, I worry that I am causing problems here. Some soldiers still don't trust me. I feel guilty for burdening you with my presence." Jacob shook his head firmly. "You're no burden, Layla. You've brought warmth and kindness here. People will see that eventually." Layla looked deeply into Jacob's eyes, seeing sincerity and compassion there. Her heart beat faster, realizing how much he had come to mean to her. She hesitated before finally speaking softly. "Jacob, I asked you to take me as your bride because I needed protection. But now I realize I feel more than just gratitude towards you. You've given me hope and friendship. You make me feel safe, truly safe, in a way I haven't felt in a long time." Jacob felt his heart stir, touched deeply by her honest words. He smiled gently, taking her hand carefully in his own. "Layla, when you first asked, I was surprised. But seeing you every day, watching how brave and kind you are, I've started feeling something too. It's no longer just about protection. I care deeply about you." Layla felt tears of happiness form in her eyes. Slowly, they leaned towards each other, their bond growing stronger with every moment. Around them, the alien sky stretched endlessly, symbolizing the vast and uncertain future they would face together. Yet, they felt ready, knowing they had each other. That evening, as the stars shone brightly above, Jacob and Layla shared quiet stories and dreams, creating new memories that would last forever. They knew challenges remained ahead, but for now, in the peaceful silence of the night, they found comfort and strength in each other, hopeful for whatever tomorrow might bring. Jacob Ellis stood quietly on the rocky hills overlooking the alien planet's endless violet plains. His eyes scanned the strange yet beautiful scenery. Everything felt new to him, from the gentle breeze carrying sweet fragrances to the unusual colors of the alien landscape. He was a soldier, a human far from home, sent here to keep peace after a long and bitter war. His orders were simple: watch over the planet and help its people recover from the conflict. Jacob had seen war up close. He had witnessed pain, loss, and destruction. Now he wanted nothing more than peace and quiet. But peace had always been difficult, especially between humans and aliens who had known only violence. Jacob, however, hoped this assignment would be different. One evening, as Jacob patrolled near the outskirts of a small alien village, he heard desperate screams. Reacting quickly, he ran towards the noise, gripping his weapon tightly. As he neared the village entrance, he saw a terrifying sight. A group of wild beasts with sharp claws and fierce teeth surrounded a woman. She was alien, her pale blue skin glowing softly in the fading daylight. She looked terrified, trying desperately to fend off the creatures with nothing but a broken stick. Jacob didn't hesitate. Raising his weapon, he fired warning shots into the air. Startled, the beast scattered, retreating into the darkness. Jacob quickly approached the woman, noticing immediately that she was shaking and injured. He offered her his hand, helping her stand. "Are you hurt badly?" he asked gently, examining her carefully. "No, I am fine," she replied softly, her voice trembling slightly. "Thank you, soldier. You saved my life." Jacob noticed her eyes, large and expressive, filled with gratitude. She looked exhausted, scared, and deeply sad. Gently, he guided her towards a nearby shelter. Inside, he tended to her wounds, cleaning cuts on her delicate arms and applying bandages carefully. "My name is Layla," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "I am grateful for your help." "I am Jacob Ellis," he replied warmly, trying to make her feel safe. "You don't have to thank me. It's my job to protect people here." Layla shook her head softly, tears forming in her eyes. "Not everyone thinks like you, Jacob. After the war, many see us aliens as enemies, but you helped without a second thought." Jacob understood her words deeply. Many of his fellow soldiers still held anger towards the aliens, but Jacob always saw individuals, not just a species. He believed everyone deserved kindness, no matter their origins. Layla remained quiet for a moment, looking down thoughtfully. Jacob noticed her hesitation and asked gently, "Is there something else? You can tell me." Slowly, Layla raised her eyes, meeting Jacob's gaze. "Jacob, I have nowhere to go," she admitted quietly, her voice filled with sadness. "My husband was killed in the war. My village is destroyed, and those who remain have turned me away. I am alone, with no place left to call home." Her honest words touched Jacob deeply. He knew loneliness well, having spent much of his life in war zones. Compassion stirred within him, and he felt a strong need to help her. "You don't have to be alone," Jacob said softly, his voice filled with sincerity. "There is a safe place for you in our camp. You'll be welcome there." Layla's eyes widened slightly, hope flickering in her expression. But she hesitated again, clearly struggling with her thoughts. Finally, she spoke, her voice trembling slightly. "Jacob, please understand my meaning clearly. I do not ask simply for shelter. I ask to become your bride. I know this may sound sudden or strange to you, but in my culture, it is common for a widow to seek a protector after losing her partner. It would ensure safety and a future. Please, consider taking me home as your bride." Jacob was stunned, his heart beating faster. He had never expected such a request. He stared at her in silence, noticing how fragile yet brave she appeared. Waiting anxiously for his answer. "Layla, your request surprises me," Jacob began slowly, choosing his words carefully. "But I understand your situation. I promise to protect you and help you find safety. Becoming my bride is a serious commitment. Are you certain this is what you want?" Layla nodded firmly, her expression earnest. "Jacob, I have nothing left. Here, I know you are a good man. I trust you. My heart tells me this is the right choice." Jacob took a deep breath, feeling a weight of responsibility settle on him. He knew this choice could change both their lives dramatically. After careful consideration, he realized he couldn't abandon her. "All right, Layla," Jacob said gently, his voice calm and reassuring. "We will return together, and I will protect you. But let's take things slowly, one step at a time." Relief flooded Leela's face, tears of gratitude spilling down her pale cheeks. Jacob offered her a reassuring smile, feeling a sense of purpose and warmth he hadn't experienced in a long time. Carefully, he led Leela outside, guiding her gently back towards his military base. As they walked under the emerging stars, Jacob realized his life had suddenly taken an unexpected turn. Despite the uncertainty ahead, he felt an unexpected sense of hope and peace. Layla walked close to Jacob, feeling safer than she had in months. She glanced up at the human soldier who had saved her and given her new hope. Deep inside, she felt gratitude and warmth, believing she had found not just safety, but perhaps something even more precious, a chance to heal and begin anew. Together, under the vast alien sky, they stepped forward into their uncertain but hopeful future.